right, Christmas is celebrated in Japan with decorations and festivities that you're familiar with. Christmas trees, light illuminations, gift giving. Santa also visits Japan, bringing gifts to well-behaved children. It isn't a religious holiday, but it is a special day for young families and also couples to spend together. Now, Christmas here in Japan is synonymous with Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, KFC is the world's second largest restaurant chain, and Japan is its third largest market. The first store opened here in 1970, and the Colonel Sanders himself has even visited Japan in the early days. And in 1970, Takeshi Okawara, manager of the first KFC, began promoting fried chicken as a substitute for traditional turkey dinners. He marketed these party barrels as a way to celebrate Christmas, which lacked widespread traditions in Japan at the time. And some argue that the KFC Christmas meal is one of the main vehicles that made celebrating Christmas widespread in Japan. But the little known story I'm going to tell you tonight is about an American, a fellow Oklahoman named Randy Bass, who is known across this land as the greatest foreign baseball player in Japanese history, and how, by a strange set of circumstances, he is forever connected to Colonel Sanders. In The Curse of the Colonel. Ta-da! Ta-da! Dun, 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 dun. Ta-da! Ta-da! Okay, so baseball is no stranger to famous curses. In 1919, the Boston Red Sox sold their best player, Babe Ruth, to the rival New York Yankees. Ruth would become the most famous home run slugger of all time with numerous World Series titles with the Yankees, while the Red Sox would not win another pennant for 86 years under the curse of the great Bambino. Now, Randy Bass started a rather unremarkable baseball career in 1977. In 6 seasons divided among 5 teams, he only came off the bench basically to pinch hit. He went up to the majors and back down to the minors a few times and never really made his mark in baseball until in 1982, when Randy Bass became a Hanshin Tiger of Japan's eternal underground team, hitting 35 home runs in his first season, quickly becoming the Tiger's star slugger. He'd go on to win 4 consecutive league batting titles, and his batting average of .389 is a record that still stands. Truly, he became the Babe Ruth of Japanese baseball. Now, in 1985, Bass lit on fire. Most runs batted in for the season, most RBIs in an inning, most game-winning RBIs, home runs in 7 consecutive games. He even challenged Sadaharu Oh's home run record of 55, but was intentionally walked in his last at-bat, preventing him from having a chance to break the record. Bass led the Hanshin Tigers to win the playoffs, sending them to the Japan series for the first time in the franchise's 40-year history. The Tigers would continue on to win their first ever Japan series, and Bass had helped take them all the way. He instantly became a national hero, won the series MVP, and became the stuff legends are made of. The city of Osaka erupted in celebration, and fans went a little bonkers. Now, it's fairly well known that Osaka breeds a special spirit amongst the Japanese, as you'll soon find out. Now, Osaka has a bustling entertainment district that straddles the Dotonbori Canal, where on occasions where the city is gleefully celebrating a world soccer match win, or these increasingly wild Halloween parties, or a baseball championship, its most daring denizens are known to jump off the Ebisu Bridge into the canal. And following the 1985 Japan Series victory, the revelers did just that. Fans gathered on the bridge, and as they chanted the names of each of the Hanshin Tiger players, one by one, a fan that looked like the player would jump into the canal. Eventually, they got to Randy Bass, and being a bearded American with no look-alike in the crowd, the crazed fans removed a life-size statue of Colonel Sanders from a nearby KFC, the only close-at-hand likeness of the bearded American, and threw it into the river. The Colonel sank to the bottom, and this act is said to have caused the team's plummet to last place the next year and a dismal decades of loss under the curse of the Colonel. Trying to break the curse, fans made many expeditions to the bottom of the river, but to no avail. Offerings to other Colonel statues had no effect on the losses. In 2003 and in 2005, the Tigers did go all the way to the Japan Series, but lost both times in tense 7-game series. And the curse lived on until, in 2009, during the construction project, a diver found what he thought was a large barrel, but it turned out to be the body of the missing colonel. At last, after 24 years, the colonel was found and returned to his rightful place. He was missing a hand and his glasses, but the smile and the string necktie remained. So was the curse broken? Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Randy Bass eventually retired from baseball, but he became active in community projects and local government, and continued making trips to Japan as a cultural ambassador. And here you see him as Kris Kringle, Old Saint Nick, visiting the children of Japan, spreading holiday cheer, and probably helping sales of fried chicken. And these are two of his holiday cards. A funny side note is that his surname Bass is transcribed into Japanese as bus, like a bus. And during his baseball career, transportation officials asked the Japanese media to avoid headlines like bus explodes or bus unstoppable or bus crashes. But that's all forgotten now with the Christmas Randy bus. Bass was eventually elected to Oklahoma State Senate and stayed in public service until recently. But the story of being a baseball legend is basically unknown in America. He lives a double life. He comes to Japan with hordes of fans waiting at the airport. He has a great marketing with beef jerky and wine and collectibles. And back home, he's just a regular guy. So, was the curse of the colonel broken? Well, technically not. Some say not until the colonel's missing glasses and hand are found will the curse be broken. Remember, Babe Ruth's curse lasted 86 years, so the Tigers may have a ways to go. But I like to think that as long as the baseball legend Randy Bass and the Honorable Colonel Sanders keep spreading holiday cheer and keep the hope for the Tigers championship one day, it's more than a blessing than it is a curse.